When I was diagnosed, it was so hard to feel so lost and so small in this giant world of cancer. Being part of a trial has given me a role to play that's bigger than myself. The gift of immunotherapy has just been, it's been a whole new world. My name is Estrada and I'm 29 years old. I currently live in Denver, Colorado, where I'm a hairstylist. I've been with my partner, Kenley, for about 8 years.
Spent about 2 or 3 days apart in 8 years that we've been together.
I was diagnosed when I was 28, so that was about 2 years ago. I had just been suffering from a lot of abdominal pain, cramping. At that point in my life, I was just getting started with hairstyling. I had just gotten out of school, I had landed a great job, things were going really, really well. I was diagnosed as stage 4 metastatic colon cancer, so that came obviously as a huge shock. After my initial surgery and I met with my oncologist the first time, she had kind of expressed that I had a 5 to 13% chance of making it 2 to 5 years. Within a couple days, I was rushed in for emergency surgery where they removed a large portion of my colon. I started a chemo regimen called FOLFOX, which is pretty much the standard first line of care for colorectal cancer. The day-to-day life completely halted.
It's just been a no-brainer for me to be a caregiver for him, but it's not easy, it's very difficult. I thought that I would never see him work again, or I would never see him gain his weight back.
I went through 6 months of that. I was a candidate for a new procedure called NanoKnife. Once I woke up from the surgery, I had been told that not only did they have to do the NanoKnife, but they had to do several resections and the stomach bypass and the intestinal rerouting. I suffered a lot of different complications. It was really one of those times in my life where I thought this was kind of it. After recovery from that, I made the decision to switch my care. It was time to look at more treatment options. I realized that if I was going to live through this thing, that I needed the best of the best, and so I did a little bit of research. I hadn't heard about immunotherapy being used against cancer before I had met with my doctor. He was very insistent that I start this trial because of my cancer being MSI high. It sounded amazing, using your own body to fight the cancer instead of poisoning yourself with chemotherapy and destroying all these cells that are there supposed to be helping you. It just seemed like a really great alternative to be able to use my own body. The clinical trial that I'm enrolled in is an anti-PD-L1 drug. And so all of a sudden my body can see the cancer cells and attack it. Since day one of starting the trial, I really feel like my life has been handed back to me. I didn't think that I'd get a second chance. The way I describe myself is currently in treatment, currently stable, actively living.
Healthy and happy.
Healthy and happy. That's something we haven't been able to say around my house for a little while.
He's gained his weight back. He started going to the gym again. He eats everything I put in front of him. We walk the dogs. This immunotherapy thing has turned our lives around.
It really saved my life. It's also very empowering because I felt like I was taking control again, and cancer, the first thing it does is it really wipes away your sense of control completely. I tell people who are diagnosed with cancer that they need to be on top of their own research, as tough as it is. I think it's important to be the coach of your own team and then let your oncologist act as the quarterback. By sharing my story and what immunotherapy has done for me, I hope not just for a cure, but at least something that can give people more time like it's been given me. I think that the Cancer Research Institute is doing a really great job in keeping ahead of the times by focusing on immunotherapy. I think that they understand that this is something that is going to be a game changer, and I think that their patient education system is really what's going to empower that. The more people who enter trials and the more people who are educated, the more power we as patients have. There's always a yes out there somewhere. You just got to find out who's willing to say it and who's willing to give you the time and the effort to get you where you need to be.